All right, what's up, guests? This is JW Kaiser, Mad Cannons. I got a special guest on today, my guy Austen Ford, Coach Austen Ford. This is a awesome guy on every level, man. I respect this guy a bunch. Very inspirational thinker, all that good stuff. I'm going to kick him on here, and we're just going to start this podcast off. What's up, Austen? How you doing, brother?
What's up? Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, man, you sound great. You sound great. Your camera might just be better than mine.
I can't hear you very well. It's chopping up, man. I'm
Okay, so yeah,
there it is. Perfect.
You got to get out. Is it good?
Good. Yeah.
Takes a minute to catch up, man. Sometimes we get problems on your end, man. If you want to, you can share this to your page, and I'm going to tag and share it to my page. It's on Digital Alchemy, but if not, you can do it later. Doesn't have to be now. I'm going to tag you for sure, though. Austen. All right, man. I shared it on my page and tagged you. All right, man. So what's up, man? How's life going for you, man? How's everything been?
And I guess I'm, full speed ahead, excited to train, and I'm in a great environment out at Glory. In the summit, I'm fortunate enough to be a witness and, help any way I can, And
yeah, man. All right. So I've had the opportunity to come to Glory a couple times, and it's been great to see you there. Man, training, like, dude, you're such an inspirational speaker, man. Like, I don't think I've ever, heard anybody that gives a pep talk like you, man. Man, I don't know, like, it's just you've coached me in a couple of fights, and I just know that, like, man, I just know the way you made me feel in my fights, that you've been in my corner, man. The way you made me feel going out there, man, I just felt unstoppable. But, you were my coach in my big shot in Bellator with Jack Swagger. Rodney, and Mike Hughes all got to go to L.A., man, and man, it just still probably one of the most amazing times I've ever had, and most craziest experiences I've ever had. I mean, we got to hang with Chris Pratt, you and me, and we got to hang with man. I didn't realize the other dude, man, the dude that was with Pratt was man. Rodney was telling me who he was. He's another famous guy, man.
Really?
Yeah, let me look real quick, because I was like, what? That wasn't the other guy with him, and then Rodney was like, no, that was him. We should get Rodney on here too, man. That's fun. So Rodney said it was so. Man, yeah, I guess he might have just said it because it's not my. Hold on a second. I'm going to send him an invite to this conversation. How about that? He can jump on here with us. Let's see, a quick invite, man. So tell us, man. Keep the audience busy. It's going to take me about 30 seconds, man. Tell us about just kind of your coaching philosophies and what goes on when on your side of the coaching spectrum when you're at Glory with MMA.
Well, I fortunately get to lead the pro class on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm there every morning, Monday through Saturday. And so Monday through Friday is the pro class. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they're really blend based, of striking and grappling, but my class on Tuesdays and Thursdays we're in shin guards, and we stay in the striking box. So, and if James is there, it just makes the class better because if he's there, I want to use his brain. I want him for us to be meshing our brains together on that Tuesdays and Thursdays. But if he's out of town for a fight or something, then I do it by myself. And
so is it open sparring?
At the end of my classes on Tuesday, Thursday, we don't spar. So it's just
so I think so Zach does on Thursday nights at Glory North. In case anybody just tuning in doesn't know, I train at Glory North. Austen is a coach at Glory Lee Summit. Glory Lee Summit is quite a bit bigger than Glory North, but it's still the same kind of training regimen. Thursday nights we don't strike, but it's a high intensity striking class. Like it's not we don't practice striking. We don't strike each other. We have the little gloves on, but it's more of a high intensity type. We work on striking, takedowns, takedown defense, whatnot. It's a high intensity MMA class.
Sure.
So and we only spar on Tuesday nights and Saturday mornings in Northland and sometimes not even on Saturdays. So you go in there hoping to get an easy, quick sparring session in, and Jack puts in this crazy, oh yeah, we're not sparring today, guys. It's like, oh boy. But only the dedicated MMA guys really go in there on Saturdays, and then I guess you could consider kind of an open mat type thing too. It used to be open mat, but I don't really. He kind of got away from that a little bit. But anyway, so that's what Tuesdays and Thursday mornings are like at Glory and Lee Summit.
Somewhat, there's so many talented people on the mats, and when I say so many, I mean 25, 30. So
yeah,
as
it's
far
legit.
as so when you get to teach with such talented people, you get to kind of read the room, and it can take where we're going in a different direction, but it quickly gets very high level because everyone in there is good.
Yeah,
everyone.
If they're top pros in the Midwest, man, hands down.
And look, honestly, if you're not training in that room, then I don't know, maybe you just like to be comfortable at your gym, or you are just loyal to your gym, or you love your gym and you feel like it's great training. But I know everyone in the industry around here, and if you want to go to the UFC, if you want to get the best training, then
hands down, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's it. That hands down, I agree with you 100%, man. Like in the Midwest, man, like it's when you go in there, like I train at Glory North, and there's some good fighters there too, man. Not to take anything from Glory North, but it is a younger gym. It is so the guys at Glory North there's when I say younger gym, I mean that Zach has not had it established as long as the Lee Summit guys have. So what has happened, what in my opinion is the deal is, so you get a level of guys that improve slowly, and then over time you've got 10 years of improvement versus 5 years of improvement. So
I think there's maybe even more than that. Whatever James has been working on, it's his life's work, and it comes out every time he coaches.
Hands down, yeah.
So, or it's a fast forward button for anyone that can really pay attention, that is all the way bought in, which there's no one in there that's not all the way bought in on what James is teaching. So
right, he commands respect, and he does it in a manner which he leads by example. And I mean, that's Zach and I have had some conversations about me, being that I'm 43, and I'm definitely with hands down the oldest MMA fighter that he's got over there, and one of the older, just just guys that come in dedicated to the MMA section of it. I even though my attendance has been down for kind of some personal reasons that you and I talked about in a conversation on Messenger yesterday. But anyway, he's talked to me. We've talked about maybe moving into the coaching aspect of the deal. He wants me to do that. I want to do that also because it kind of keeps me involved with MMA and I'd love to do that. It's just one big thing that he's, his biggest deal is like, dude, you need to lead by example. And that means everything and attendance, on time. And, you got to be, okay, there we go. Now we got Rodney on. We're going to pull Rodney in here. But anyway, to end the thoughts here on the coaching, as far as I go, man, I really would like to get involved in it. I had to straighten some things out in my personal life, man. I know anybody that's a actual human being in person probably can relate to that at some point in their life where they've just had to reel it in and kind of look at themselves and kind of decide what was more important and prioritize their life. And I think that if you haven't done that, man, you're either lying or you ain't real.
Or it's coming soon.
Or it's coming soon. Great. I love this guy. Okay, so we're gonna welcome Rodney White. We're gonna put the team together again, man. This is the LA team. What's happening, man?
What's up, dude? This is it's almost 2 years to the date, right?
It is almost 2 years to the date, the 24th this month, right?
Yeah, for sure, man.
We left about a week from now, didn't we? We left 5 days ahead, and then you followed us, Rodney. You were a couple days after us.
Yeah, you guys left, I think, a week out or a couple days out, and then I think I came out Friday or whatever. So yeah, for sure, man. It was I was just telling somebody the other day I run a training class at work, and anytime that I get a chance to have that conversation, I'll tell the Chris Pratt story, right? But
hey, I can't tell it no more. Everybody else.
Both of y'all are nerds.
Hey, man, it was just hilarious. The story was cool because me and Rodney didn't even know who he was, man. Me and Rodney are just sitting there, and I text Rodney. I'm like, man, I swear to God, this looks like the new Infinity Wars. Like, he looks at me and goes, what? I said,
no clue.
Yeah. I was annoyed, to be honest, because, like, when we got there wasn't enough chairs for everybody.
Yeah.
I had my three cornermen, and I seen that the other fighter was there. I didn't recognize him, of course, other than I knew he was the fighter and his cornerman. And I'm going, everybody's got a chair, including these two staff members. These two staff members, these dudes need to get their asses up and get my guys some chairs. So I went out in the hallway and got chairs, and everybody got to sit down. And man, I have my earphones on too, man. And I'm keep looking at this guy. I'm like, man, this motherfucker is looking like that guy.
What's crazy is I remember, like, walking in, and I still got video out there that. When we first walked into the arena, and I'm taking. Listen, I know nothing about fighting other than just being a fan. You guys, both of you, first off, made an absolute dream come true. Austen. I remember telling Austen, Austen, you could probably tell me a couple years ago. I'm like, dude, I have a bucket list. I want to be able to walk with the fighter, right? You remember that, Austen? Mm-hmm. And sure as hell, man. Not only did you allow me to come with JW on a Shamrock deal, but I went to LA on one of the biggest fight cards in Bellator history. So I'm documenting the shit out of this, right? I'm in the bus with TJ Dillashaw, like acting like he's done this 100 times. Like he's not
embarrassed. Cool the whole time, man. Austin was cool the whole time.
I'm at the bar with bigger names than I've ever seen in my life, having drinks with
regular guy shit.
I saw TJ Dillashaw, he's a dick. And
he was kind of a little faggot.
But just that whole first off, the whole experience, I don't know that I've ever got a chance to tell both of you on a public forum like how appreciative I am with that, because that was I should have never have been. I remember talking to Mike. We're sitting up on the cage, and Jake was it Jake Paul behind us, Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz, like all of these.
Did you just?
Oh, don't forget Chris Pratt was right behind us.
Jake Paul's name first.
What's that? Well, I just remembered him. Like. You're fair. That's fair. Like, I just remember him when I'm walking up, and I looked at him, and I'm like, I looked at Mike, and we're standing on the stage. And I'm like, bro, we shouldn't be here. Like, why am I here?
Bro, I look back at you guys. Austin's giving me my pep talk, and he's just like, hey, it doesn't matter what happens. You live in this moment right here. You suck it in. And as he's saying that, I'm looking over his shoulder. I can see Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz are sitting right there in the front row.
Yeah.
And I'm going, okay, I remember watching these guys on, I remember paying, $75 to see these guys fight.
Yeah.
Less than 10 years ago. And then here we are, right, regardless of what I did to get there or what you did, Rodney, it was an amazing experience.
Bro, I didn't do nothing but no Austin. I'm gonna lie. I'm not gonna tell you right now.
I go Austin, pick whoever you want, man. Austin, let's take Rodney, man. He'll get there himself. I said, all right, man. Like they gave it two. Mike had done the most work with me at that point. He had worked with me the most. And with Zach, I offered it to Zach too. Zach said he had something going on in Florida and he couldn't go.
Yeah.
So that was the kind of alignment of the stars too, because Zach came to me literally 2 days after Austin suggested you, and I said, "Yeah, tell him, let's go." After I had to put the names in there, Rodney, Mike, Mike Hughes. Once I did, dude, Zach came. He said, "Hey, the thing in Florida got canceled. I can come with you," and I'm like, well, you're 2 days too late, bro. Like,
I would have canceled my ass for Zach all day. I'm not gonna lie. You should, but
it was so much like the 7 week prep thing. Like, I had no idea what a professional fighter trained like at that point when we went. Like, after that, Zach beat the dog shit out of me for a year straight. We won 4 in a row after that, but it was not easy.
I was really impressed, Austin. I know you were gonna jump in and say something. I was super impressed with just Again, I fanboyed out. And I have zero deny. But Austin was so cool, man. Like it was.
He didn't give a fuck about Chris Pratt, dude. He's like, man. He's like, yeah, you're cool, man. I guess. What are we playing again?
I remember Austin back when he was with James, that being in the same room with Conor McGregor, right? So it was his first show, right, Austin? I mean, it's
that wasn't the first one. But,
that wasn't your first, but I'm saying you were in with Conor and guys like that.
And it was Conor McGregor, Stephen Thompson, and Eddie Alvarez.
And James, right?
And James, yep.
Yeah.
And, this is just how my mind works. It's like I'm going to watch them and their coaches and, absorb valuable things that I can use for myself and for James and, from my coach mind. So that's what my mode is. It's like it's learning. It's never off.
No, I mean that's what makes you a great coach, in my opinion, Austin. Is that like you were the leader of the pack in that whole situation? Like we were. Mike never says anything anyway. He just kind of quiet guy. Rodney is walking around going,
Yeah, I'm trying to go in there. Hang out with anybody I can, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That was my.
I was just so happy to be there, and that's what like the what's that referee man with the big.
That was the other thing. We're sitting in there.
What was his name, bro?
Is it Chuck? Not Chuck. It's what's his name?
It's the guy with the braided beard.
He's the big.
I was so pumped when he walked in. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like,
well, he goes, man, you looked really happy to be there, man. You gave that guy the biggest hug. And I was like, man, hey, it was a great experience. I mean, I wasn't like, and that's what one thing Zach gave me a compliment on. He's like, dude, I really like the way you handled that just because of the way that you put it. He's like, man, hey, I know I'm 41 years old. I'm here. It doesn't matter how I made it here. I'm very happy to be here. And I'm coming in. We're going to see if this dude can take a punch straight up.
Well, you caught him. You caught him once.
Yeah. And, it was crazy how, the post-fight talk, Austin was like, dude, everybody was pulling for you. He said, did you hear the crowd?
They wanted that win.
He said there was 40,000 people there and they were pulling for you.
Yeah.
It did feel like.
Did you go back and watch the broadcast? Because when you made the contact, even the broadcast were like, oh shit. Like,
yeah, they were, everybody kind of, I remember hearing like this, and it was like so loud and extremely like, I don't know that, like, I know that a lot of, of course, like you get big crowds like that in, championship fights. And of course, if they're going the distance and people are fucking tagging each other and they're both putting up a hard fight, you're going to get loud roars like that. But like, man, I don't know, in my opinion, and maybe just because I was there and in the cage, I've never watched the broadcast. I don't think they ever released it.
It's out there. You can go find it.
I could find like his highlights, but I can't never find any.
No, I found it. I'll send it to you. I found it probably a month ago. I went and looked for it. You can find it. I think it's on YouTube or Amazon or something.
So just to have 90% of the crowd go in one side, because usually even on a championship fight, it's kind of half and half. You know what I mean? Or even maybe you got a guy at hometown, maybe 70-30. But it was like, man, and another thing was like amazing about that situation was like they didn't let us, they grabbed all of us and they took us from the bus to directly to our room. Yeah. I didn't get to go out and peep the crowd or just get a kind of a, I didn't see the crowd.
That was amazing to me.
Austen and me left. Austen walked up and we were right at the stairs. And this is cool because we haven't chopped it up about this since LA. Not all three of us together. Austin's sitting there and he's talking to me. He's like, okay, man, here it is. This is what you've been waiting for 7 weeks. Here's the time right now. Live in the moment. Remember your son. He's 5 years old at the time. He said he's 5 years old.
I remember that.
He's going to, it doesn't matter what happens out there. Go out there and do something that's going to make him proud to be your son. And I was like, man, that's all I need right there. And then I walk, dude, I walk out the freaking tunnel that's filled with smoke and I look around and I felt like that scene in Gladiator where the guys walk out, where Russell Crowe walks out and they do the whole big panorama of the whole Coliseum and him and his boy are just shitting their pants. That's exactly what I was doing. I was like, holy!
I wish you would have walked down there. You sprinted your ass down there, though. I wish you would have.
It felt like I was there for forever. Like I was sitting there. I pumped up. I was sitting there. I was living in the moment. The laps I kept taking around the cage were hilarious, though.
Yeah.
Like the athletic commission was like, "Oh yeah, come over here." I was like, "No, fuck you. I'm taking another lap."
No, I remember Austen trying to put the mic on me because they wanted to put a microphone on one of the coaches, and I'm like, "Nah, I'm good, bro. This thing goes the second round. They don't need me coaching your ass. Like, let's get so."
It was too loud to hear anything. I was right next to you, and I couldn't hear shit. It was just so loud, dude. It was crazy, awesome.
It was. It was.
You guys all three chanted together. Pull guard. I did remember hearing that because I think you said he can't hear us. He can't hear us.
Yeah, I think.
So I figured Austen. Like
get your guard back,
Yeah.
But I ain't never told anybody to pull guard.
I don't think it was pull guard. I don't remember what it was. It was in the moment. It was.
I remember you telling Mike and I whatever it was you wanted to say, and we were all yelling it too. Because I'm like,
you guys were yelling together, so it would be loud enough to.
In the end of it, bro, just the whole experience from walking from the hotel to Hardee's, right, or Carl's Jr. and getting something to eat, or just being in there. And
it's real. Well, if you had got there with us, we went to Entertainment Tonight, man. We saw Big and Thick or Robin Thicke.
Yeah.
We didn't get to meet him or anything, but he walked, man, like 10 feet in front of us.
I think.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then we got the producer of Entertainment Tonight gave us a personal tour of CBS Studios.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. That was my friend Amy Baker from Leavenworth that hooked that up.
I think overall, man, just again, you're taking a kid out of Baser
Kansas boys, man. We're all Kansas boys, man. We're gonna get it.
I'm not.
See more lights.
I'm not a Kansas
you are now.
Hey, don't get angry. You are now. Hey, don't get angry. Don't get angry.
You are now.
I'm a Texas boy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There's where all that smooth talking comes from, man, and that calmness. Like nobody impresses me.
I was so impressed though with even Bellator itself, just on how they treated their fighters and just how they.
I can tell you there's a difference between main card and undercard in the way.
Do you remember, JW? You remember when we were? I remember I went up with you to go get the check, and when Aaron Pico got knocked out, we were walking upstairs in the middle of like some places we shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
And
we walked all the way up there, dude. We were up there, because he kept the athletic commissioner took us to find they couldn't find the guy to pay me my check.
Right.
So we're going like room to room, and we're seeing all these I'm sure we saw some really, really famous people. Maybe not famous, but important.
I think we saw some
like a super VIP section of the forum, man.
Like, we weren't supposed to see it.
Grand room buffet and shit. And I'm like, we just eat here. Or?
Yeah. I mean, it was seriously probably one of the most memorable moments. I mean, you put top 10 in my life personally, just for me in my life. Again,
it's number one for me. It's number one for me. It'll probably be there for a while. I don't know. We had 43, man. I'm gonna have to top it in another category. I mean, it was like I would say it'd be right close to my 3 kids, watching my 3 kids being born. Like right in there.
What about you, man? You were there for James and Sam Stout. You were there with Tyler Stinson. You were there with. I mean, you've seen some big fights. You've been on some big cards. That one in Chicago with Tyler was huge too, right? Like,
I mean, What are you asking? Like,
No, I mean, just in general, like
Compare the experience. Compare
you
the
were so
experience.
calm with it. Like, at what point did you ever fanboy out?
No. I just try to keep my agenda, the fighter's agenda.
Yeah.
So,
He stayed cool so that I would stay cool. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, that's what I feel like. He was hands down the structure of the whole team, man.
Yeah.
my brain just doesn't it doesn't log it as a memory. It doesn't, like, I have tunnel vision on the task at hand. So, and this is being honest, I couldn't describe really many moments at all. I can't
Really?
describe them. No.
Well, that was also a pretty tough part of your life too.
He was going through some tough times.
Yeah, you were going through some
that he
serious
did
times.
great. I had no idea.
Even then, that probably makes it more memorable because I remember that.
Yeah.
But it's just, I remember the feeling when James won.
Against Sam?
Against Sam Stout. I remember how that felt to watch him just be flooded to the maximum with joy. I remember Tyler Stinson is the same thing, so that's what I remember. I also remember James in the back before that fight, seeing him as like, this is a different mode for him. This is a different guy. Like I was actually kind of scared of James in that moment, like as a guy that would just whip my ass, like where obviously, it's, he'd whip my ass, no matter what. But that moment, I was like, man, there's something going on here.
Do you see that with Kevin Krum right now?
Say what?
Do you see that with Kevin Krum right now? Do you feel like that's the change in Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin and I train every single Monday. We have almost the entire 2021. Every single Monday we train together, just me and him.
I feel like he's flipped a switch. He's different now.
Well, and then again, that comes from all this stuff is enhanced by belief and self-belief. And Kevin, he's always been his own number one fan. And that I tell people that you got to be your own best coach and your own best fan. No one can believe in you more than you believe in you. If you believe in you more than anybody else believes in you, you're in the right position. But then when he won that fight, it validated
everything he's ever done.
So imagine
everything he's ever done.
Imagine this cup, right? Whatever, this big cup, right? And it's full to the brim. And him winning that fight for him was enough to make it spill over. And then he realized, he's like, wait a minute. That just made everything in my life up to this point validated. And then he takes that cup and he drinks the entire fucking cup. And then now that cup is empty. He's consumed that cup that was just waiting to overflow. And so he consumes that. And then now he has the empty cup. And now he's filling that cup with new shit. Because he already consumed everything that got validated by drinking what was in there. And now it's just something switched in his self-belief. So he punches harder. He's trained. I always trained hard. And he's training very smart as well. But there's something different about him.
I can't wait for that fight with him and Bruce Leroy, man. That's
man, I'm excited.
I think there will be no stopping him in that fight too.
Yeah. It's so crazy, man. Like to think, and JW, you've been around this game forever too, and Austin, you've been here in Kansas City. But like, I grew up watching, when James and Michael Johnson fought on the Titan card, right? Or even before that, like to see KC blow up the way that it is, and have guys that you got guys calling them out now, and Diego Sanchez wants them. Like, please let that happen, right? Like,
yeah, please.
Yeah, like you're talking about investment.
Yeah,
it's money.
It's definitely went to another level, man, since I've just been involved in the last 6 years in Kansas City local MMA. It has really evolved. I knew when I met Joe Wooster and I didn't know James right away. I only know Joe because I was given his number by a fighter when I first moved here in 2014. I said I wanted to fight some Kansas City fights locally. A friend of mine gave me his number, and I called him and asked him for a fight. It took me 3 shows before he finally got me on the card. And that's when I first met Joe, and I seen how him and James and whoever else you want to name is involved with the organization, Zach and whatnot. But I seen the blueprint that they had made for just the way they're breeding fighters. In my mind, it's an academy now, so it's like breeding fighters from scratch, and just and now that Austin's involved too is like. I've seen so much change in Kansas City MMA, and not just because of COVID, but just basically, so there's been a lot of gyms in Kansas City, and I've been to all of them because I bounced around a lot before I finally made a home with Zach. The training regimen is the best there is, period. There's definitely gyms out there that do and that have good fighters, dedicated fighters, but I just have not seen the dedication and the level of talent like I have at Glory, and then to see the KCFA fights. I fought for Joe and James 14 times over the course of between professional and amateur. I think 4 professional, 3 professional, and like the rest were all amateur fights. But anyway, I guess my point is that these guys had the blueprint, and I saw it right away, and I was like, man, it's impressive to see that now we're not the stepping stone for the rest of the country when it comes to MMA fighters, man. We're contending to win, and it's just a matter of time before one of us wins a championship.
I think it's just, Austin, you've coached football and you've been around the football game. You and I both have been around it together, right? I mean, it's culture, right? It's just, it's you breed it from the beginning, and culture beats process all day long, right? I mean, you got people that want to come in there and Joe, I don't know if Joe gets enough credit, right? James is.
Doesn't want it.
Yeah, right. But
he doesn't ask for it. He's so quiet. I think
that one of the biggest not downfalls, but one of the biggest injustices, and I know James made the decision to do this, and I've been a big James Krause fan since the day that I watched him fight, is that he didn't get a chance to fight in Kansas City, right? Because when the UFC came here and be able to do that, but the name that we've put on here, like, I think it's just, you name it. You've got people wanting to come here. Austin, you just got a chance to train with one of the baddest Bellator dudes in the world, came from Ireland, right? I mean, this is a guy that I remember Sharkbait calling out 2 years ago wanting to fight, and all of a sudden now he's in the gym wanting to fight. And, that doesn't happen 2.5 years ago. Like, that's just amazing. I don't know. I'm a big Kansas City fan. So, yeah,
people coming here to get training. Like when Austin and I, when we first hooked up, I wanted to, it was my first fight against Antonio Martinez. I fucking slipped on the mat, caught a hammer fist, got flash KO. You remember this, Austin? I'm sure you do. It was terrible. It was terrible. It was my first professional fight. I fought Antonio Martinez. I called Austin up.
You went to Hawaii, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
I called Austin up and I said, man, where can I go to train? Austin said, right here. The fuck you got to go to fucking Hawaii for, dude? He's like, you get it right here. I mean, here's easier. It's less money. I mean, he's like, dude, you're going to get the same exact training here that you're going to get in Hawaii. You just got to, it's up to you, not the fucking trainers. And I told him, I said, man, I just need to get away from the hustle. I was doing the UCL shows. I said, I need to get away from everybody and be able to focus on this fight. Well, I went to Hawaii. All I did was I trained, but dude, I was in BJ Penn's gym, and like 75% of those guys are black belts. It was just, I was a fucking joke. Yeah, I was a fucking joke, dude. Like, yeah, their MMA class in there is like insane. It's like Glory's, dude. I mean, there's top-notch guys in there that have 20 plus professional fights, all of them. And it was like I went in there and I just got the fuck beat out of me. I didn't like it. I got hurt. I was like, man, and trying to go from no training at all. So basically, I just told the guy that I went up there that told me to come up there and we'll help train. Basically, we just did a bunch of running cardio and some striking one-on-one with just he and I in mitts. So anyway, when he and I first hooked up, it was like I say, Austin's telling me, bro, why leave? It's right here. You got all the resources you need right here. And I just kind of took and I didn't listen to him. I got a good vacation out of it, and it was fun. But it's
Did
like
you get to meet BJ at least?
I got to meet his brother.
Brother, okay.
KD is it? So KG, something like that. Anyway, I got to meet his brother. BJ wasn't in there anytime that I was in there, but it was his personal gym in Kilo in the Big Island. So I guess my point of the whole story is that I remember thinking that I got the results that I kind of feel like I probably had coming because I didn't dedicate myself enough, and I didn't believe in myself because I didn't have enough training, and I hadn't been put in situations that were, that's what I like about Zach and training with Zach is he will put you in a situation where you want to quit. You're right on the edge of being able to handle it. Obviously he's a fucking black belt that just could make me tap anytime and could kill me with his bare hands. But he'll get me down and he'll wait and he'll just give me an escape. And I'm just and at first I wanted to quit every chance I got. First couple months, I was like, okay. He's like, no, fuck that. I know you can breathe. Keep moving. And I slowly fought my way through that. And then now I make him almost choke me unconsciously.
Well, that's again, I'm going to put everything I got into Austen, right? Because I was looking at I love my Facebook memories. Every day I go in and I wake up and I watch them, especially when my son was doing jiu-jitsu with Austen. And there was one today, actually, I looked at in Austen. I don't know if you remember this or not, but Jackson was, I think, maybe 3-4 months into it. And you put him with a kid that was better than him. And you actually pulled him after practice and they went together. And you literally looked down and you're like, the first words out of your mouth was, this is about survival. This is about surviving, not quitting. It's surviving. And I think that's where the coaches, we've got the best coaches around here. I mean, I'll put Austen up against anybody else in the world, to be quite honest with you.
Amen. It'll make you feel like a fucking monster, bro. It'll make you feel like a mental giant. Yep.
For sure, man. I appreciate you having me over on here and just with you guys and reliving all this stuff and
it's a good time.
Man, it's probably one of the best memories that I ever have, just to be able to go in and experience something that
in 20 years we're still going to be talking about it.
My dad bought ass should have never been anywhere near it, bro. It
probably will be replaced in my brain by.
Yeah. We'll keep reminding you.
I won't let you forget it, bro.
We won't let you forget it.
Thank you.
Won't let you forget it. Hey, you were part of the memory, bro.
Too many concussions.
Hey, I hear that.
None of them from.
I feel that already too.
I had never been to California, so I mean that was.
I hadn't been there since I was young.
Think about that, Trust. I just jumped on a plane and just Ubered over to the airport and hoped like hell you guys were there.
And we were there.
I'm trying to remember. JW, you might remember this. Who was at the bar eating when we were over there? Kung Lee, is that who it was?
Man, there was a ton of guys.
Maybe it was Austen that was with you. Was it Kung Lee?
Yeah.
I think it was Kung Lee that was at the bar, staring.
Who was the other guy you said was in the dressing room with us? Who was that guy?
Jay Glazer. So Jay Glazer so he's the one that owned the gym for Adele, which is the guy that was fighting with Chris Pratt.
Al Dabimi, right?
Yeah. So Jay Glazer is a huge name in the NFL world and broadcasting world.
Yeah, that's it. Jay Glazer, dude, he's a fucking broadcaster. Yeah.
And he owns an MMA gym where he would train NFL players to come and do MMA in their off season.
He looked like somebody familiar, dude, when I saw him, but I was too busy. I was too starstruck by Chris, dude. Once we figured out it was him.
I had to FaceTime my wife to be like, "Do you know this dude?" She's like, "Oh my God." I'm like, no clue. He goes, you realize you have a Marvel superstar. And can I tell you a little secret, JW? You're going to be pissed at me. I probably shouldn't say this to you, but
go ahead.
The reason you don't have the followers that you do is I think I gave him your wrong Instagram handle.
No, we said J Dub, and instead of you told me J Dub, you said it right in front of me, and he thought W. So he put JW, and yeah, man, and it was up there. He kept it. He left it up there till the next day.
Yeah.
I blamed Rodney all the way, dude. I blame Rodney. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I still have the Facebook message where he was like, "Dude, who is that guy?" I'm like, "I have no clue."
Yeah, I think we probably do, for sure.
guarantee I can go back and find it.
I said what I said to you was, man, I said this dude looks just like the guy. I could actually probably pull it up, dude.
I'm looking at it right now. Hold on.
Actually, here I'm going to show this. Hey, everybody's like, "Oh God, here we go with this fucking Chris Pratt."
Dude, I'll tell you what, January 24th, I'll tell it every year.
Hell yeah, man! I thought I had a picture. Oh, I do. Okay, so go ahead if you got it. Do you got it?
I don't have it on me. It's still,
Shot it to me, dude, and I'll post it or I'll put it up here. Anyway, talk to Austin for a thing. I would post. Keep busy.
No, in the end of it, man, I remember just some things I remember sitting in there and like, talking to Jake Hager and
that was a cool podcast with me.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. TJ and Austin. I know you don't care, Austin, but to me it
Jake Hager?
Jake did a podcast with me.
He lost his last fight, right?
No, he hasn't lost yet.
No,
they haven't put him against. He beat Anthony Garrett, bro. Like
he lost.
He was beating up Anthony Garrett, and Anthony Garrett played the OG. So
he hasn't fought since Anthony.
Jake Hager lost his last fight. I'm telling you that.
When was this?
The last fight.
His last fight was Anthony, wasn't it?
No, he won the decision.
Yeah, but he lost.
I get you.
I'd rather be the other guy. I'd rather be the other guy.
Yeah, he definitely. Man, where is this stupid thing?
Hold on, I gotta Google this shit now to see who he fought.
It says that he won.
No, I know. I thought his last fight was Anthony.
No, it wasn't. No, he got another win since Anthony.
Oh, Brandon Carlton.
Yeah,
split decision.
And that's bullshit.
So they handed him that one.
Yeah. So I don't know. I didn't watch the whole fight. He did impress me in there. I didn't impress me as far as like, okay, now he had to fight somebody that probably, that wasn't, was saying I got a ball injury or wasn't a 41-year-old guy on his, third pro fight that didn't train regularly. You know what I mean? Or TJ, Jones that I'd like to box him
I'd say, when are you going to fight that dude?
Man, I don't know, man. He ran into some personal problems about a year ago. I never heard anything.
That was who missed the button on that one. They should have put you guys on
the Well, I know. I agree. It would have been that would have been a fair form for both.
There was enough Twitter love, and to be quite honest with you, they were making fun of you guys. They were giving you shit, but there was enough Twitter buzz to watch that. Why the fuck not?
Well, I mean, and then us winning. Me going 4 straight wins after that. I fucking felt like, I shut a lot of people up with that shit. We went 5-2. I've lost my last 2, but they've been against fairly tough opponents. I really the Anthony Garrett one. I don't want to make any excuses, man, but I was having some serious personal problems. When I say serious, I mean I should have never been in that cage. Period. The one with Davion Franklin, man, I felt like I looked pretty good in that fight. I looked a lot better than I did in that fucking Jake Hager fight. I mean, I feel like we stuffed a takedown. I don't know if you ever watched that, Austin. I know you're a busy guy, but yeah, I mean, I was landing leg kicks on that dude left and right.
His legs were
dude. Bro, they told us he was 235, man. They told us he was 235, so we. Zach was pretty he wasn't fit, but he gave Rich a little shit for it.
Huge.
That guy was not. He's even Davion, because Davion's cool as shit. He's done 2 podcasts with me, and then Davion's like, bro, I ain't been 235 since high school, No. But anyway, in there we look good. I thought.
Where are you at, man? That ain't a house in Leavenworth, bro. What's
my new house, bro? Hey, this is where I live now.
Okay.
What do you mean that ain't a house in Leavenworth?
Because they don't have pianos in Leavenworth.
What are you trying to say, bro?
Because I've been to Buffalo Wild Wings in Leavenworth. Like once a week. I know what's.
This isn't Buffalo Wild Wings. This is my house, man. This is my new house. We got the brick room too. We got the brick room.
There you go.
We got access. Hey, anyway, we got straight edge barbershop. All right. Now this is my house, man. Looks like for real. This is my house.
I got you. No, that's cool, man. No, again, like I said, it's a memory that I'll hold forever. Both you guys, I owe tons to, just because. Again, I'll say it publicly just because I don't get a chance to say it often anymore. But from what Austin's been able to do for my child and for myself, and you allowing it to happen and you allowing me to come up there and doing all that
I
stuff.
think it was an excellent choice, man, because like I was, I didn't know you, but I mean, to me, man, I didn't have anybody else. I told Austin, I was like, hey, you're coming with me. I appreciate it. Pick out a third. And he did,
No.
man. And yeah, he picked you, bro.
It
So
was so much fun, man. It was.
And I'm glad he picked you because you are a good dude, man. I've made a decent friendship with you since.
Yeah. No, we had shit. I got you through a liquor store. Just off of that, we had a liquor store deal, buddy, with my buddy.
Yeah, we've done the absolutely. We've okay. So I got the.
We commentated some stuff together too, man. I thought
we have
for Austen, Austin and I, and you put that together, man.
Yeah, we've done a lot of business together.
Forever appreciative. So
I found the picture. We're just gonna go through a few of these pictures here.
No shit.
Because we got nothing better to do, and we've got a couple minutes left. How long of your practice got left, Austin? How long does your son have left on his practice, Austin?
It's like an hour and a half. So
okay. All right. So I don't really care if we're entertaining anybody or not because I'm having a good time. I'm entertaining myself.
Austin, is he with Sammy? Is Sammy back in town? This is way off, but is Sammy back in town? Is Max with Sammy?
Well, I'm pretty sure he's out there.
Well, I think he was in California or something not too long ago. So
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm watching right now. So
and people don't realize that. Also, Austin's son Max is he's working out now. He's on the 7-on-7 team with a guy by the name of Sammy Parker that was a former Chiefs receiver. So doing big things. What is he? 6'9"?
Let's talk about your son, Austin. Let's talk about your son, man. Tell us how he's doing with his football career.
Well,
he's had some injuries, right? He went through an injury.
Only one ever.
Ever, please, no more.
Yeah, he had an ACL injury or something when he was in how old was he? 14.
It was the summer before his 9th grade year, and but so last season he goes to St. Thomas Aquinas and. They had a senior quarterback, and so Maxwell was the backup as a sophomore. And then I believe in the second game, maybe the third game, the senior went down with a season-ending injury. So Maxwell got to be thrown into the fire. Yeah.
Against China Northwest, which was the top 5 ranked team in the state.
Well, and then just so everybody knows that his son is a very outstanding football player. He's just 16. You're about to be 17.
He's 16 and a half.
Yep, he'll be a junior. How tall is he now?
6'3".
6'3".
So yeah, very outstanding football player.
We need another inch out of him, Austin.
I don't think we're gonna get it.
You think he's done?
I
do.
Yeah, he's just gonna fill out now.
The kid's huge, man. He's got a cannon for football. I think in the end of it, man, the kid's just got a mind that's different than everybody else. Probably because his dad's who his dad is, but
yeah.
Well, he's still got choices to make. My younger son, Stone, he just turned a page in his life where I'm like, man, he is firmly planted on his path to earn an opportunity, right? Whereas Maxwell has the opportunity in his hand, so he has to make a choice to cash in and capitalize on the opportunity. So 2 different phases in life, but once you get the opportunity, now what are you going to do? And so,
does this help anybody?
It's better. I mean, it's loud.
Okay, too loud now?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so can I chime in on that, man? I don't want to cut you off or anything, but so I also have boys and girls, kids. I got 4 kids. I feel like the oldest ones, I don't know what, to me, it just seems like the younger ones are tougher. Maybe just because of, I don't know, whatever you want to call, whatever theory. I'm sure everybody's got their own theory.
You get asked by the older brothers and sisters, man.
Man, and they're used to it. They're doing things tough. They know they got to fight for their seat at the table. Anything, and that includes speaking. Like, I mean, when I say speaking, like, man, if you're not a good storyteller at my house, man, you get blown off. Like, we're all good storytellers. So, we're sitting at the table, we're talking, talking crap, and if you can't tell a story, we're not gonna listen to you because we got better ones to tell. So
it's
my
funny.
youngest is starting to listen to that, or starting to figure that out, and he's starting to adjust. And I think that just the toughness of the youngest, and maybe even the second youngest, is a lot different than the oldest one. They feel like they're leading the way. They're the leaders, and they're trying to help out. And I don't know. Just my oldest is a girl, and she's
12, right? She's my son's age.
Yeah, she's about to turn 13 in next month, but she just kind of does her thing, but the middle child is like outstanding at everything she does, but she doesn't feel like doing anything. Like, she doesn't have a drive to do anything. She does everything better than either one of the other two. She does it, and she's, other than her grades, she's a straight A student. And like the other two are just kind of like da da da. But as far as toughness goes, and as far as athleticism goes, my youngest is by far gonna. I mean, not just because he's a boy, but just like he's way further than I was at 7 years old with athletics. I can tell you.
You're talking about the youngest, Austin. You put a picture up of Jordy today, man. Like that one's you were talking. So Max is Division I quality, size, strength, mentally, physically, talent wise. I think in the end of it, when it's all said and done, the story's all written. Jordy's the one that's going to be whatever the hell she wants to be. She's probably one of my favorite people in the whole world, man. That girl is not only will she physically beat the living hell out of you, because she will. She's so smart, man. Like, she's an honors kid.
That's super cool.
Yeah, she scares me. She's somebody that since she was 5 years old, I remember watching her back at Brass, just in the gym, and she's the youngest of yours, man. I mean, she's I don't know. Talk about Jordy, I guess, a little bit, man, because that one's different.
Well, she's there's just really nothing that she doesn't do well. She's heard me talk a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying, to Maxwell and to Stone, and it's just all about being better every way and every day and every way. And you're not going to get away with anything without me explaining how that was good or how that was bad, or how because it was bad it was good, and I know she's always listening. And so yeah,
that's what gets me. They're always listening.
And she just doesn't make the same mistakes as her older brothers, and she knows that she has to be tough, because I don't accept anything less,
Yeah.
So
could you imagine? Think about this, J-Dub. So we were talking about this earlier, just the coaching aspect of Austin. Could you imagine somebody that literally listened to everything he said and put it into play? Right? Think about that.
That's what she is.
That's what Jordy does.
Well, that's kind of what Ashlyn does too. Like, except for that, she doesn't have the drive to do it herself. Like I can. So yeah, obviously, when you're coaching somebody, that's what you want. And but what you get most of the time is somebody that thinks they're smarter than you. And you get somebody, or they may not think they're smarter than you, but they might think, well, you know what, he doesn't have this aspect of this situation in the same aspect as I do. Yeah, I hear what he's saying. I'm going to implement what he's saying, but then I'm going to go with my approach to this.
I call those three teenagers. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I can tell you a quick story of my first boxing match ever. My boxing coach, this is when I was 14. My boxing coach, I went to practice. We trained for a month, and then we went to a smoker fight. So while we were at the smoker fight, he matches me up with another kid that's got a couple of fights in there. Good matchup, same weight. I get in there, and the first thing I do is, like, the whole time when I was training, I was just doing what he wanted me to do so that he would leave me alone and let me fight. When I got in there, I thought, well, he's never seen anybody like me. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to fucking smash the shit out of this. He doesn't know that I've got this, like, legendary gift of athleticism that, which I didn't and still don't. But anyway, I went in there and I got the living piss beat out of me. I was both nostrils bloodied at 14, and I just looked like an absolute fool. They gave me a standing 8 count, and I didn't even know to bring up my gloves to keep fighting. Of course, I really didn't want to fight anymore anyway, because I was exhausted, because all I did was punch for 2 rounds nonstop. Yeah, it was horrible. And anyway, so then the next smoker fight, it wasn't a smoker fight. It was a smoker fight, but it was now I'm talking about 1992. Okay. It was in a mall.
Okay, what cooler place could you fight in as a kid when you're 14 years old than the middle of a freaking mall?
They used to go here in Kansas City, Metro North. That's not even here anymore. But yeah,
Right, yeah, dude. Not
malls
like
were a big
exactly.
deal back in the 90s.
Dude, it was the coolest thing ever, and I didn't get to go. My coach says, dude, no way, not after what you did last weekend. I can't do it. You embarrassed us. You embarrassed the whole team. Hey, I cried like a fucking baby. I called my mom. I was living with my aunt in Wyoming. I called my mom up because that's who I call when I feel shitty. I called my mom up at 14, and I was crying like a baby because my cousin, who I was so competitive with and was beating, eventually was doing well in beating and sparring, who had been boxing for 5 years, he got to go. My other cousin got to go. Like all these kids that at 14 got to go, and I sat at home. Like it was the biggest and best lesson I ever learned. I went on to win the state championship. I went on to win 6 more fights that year. I went on to win a fight in the regional tournament and ended up taking second in a 4-state region: Montana, South Dakota, North Dakota, and did it in authority. I ended up losing the championship fight to win the regionals to go on to national championship in my first year with only 3 months boxing experience. So it was a huge lesson. It was a huge lesson. His name, he's since passed away. His name was Mac McBride, and he ran this boxing club for years. And yeah, he sat me down on that tournament. And I tell you what, like after that, I said, I will listen to everything he says and I will do everything that he tells me to do in that, because I don't ever want to miss an opportunity like that again. Yeah, my cousins came back with girlfriends. I was like, what? Yeah, 14 years old. They're like, yeah, we got girlfriends down there. Yeah, we both won. And I was like, man, bro, it was just horrible for a 14-year-old. It was the worst thing ever. I didn't get to go hang out and spend the night in this place where we got to box in front of girls and fucking a mall, dude. It was horrible. Like, yeah.
Well, what about? I mean, the most humbling experience in the world is to get cut. We talk about,
Cut,
you got a kid in middle school. I got a kid that just got cut from the basketball team that wasn't.
It means I got to work harder. That's exactly what it told me.
And there's nothing that I could have told him. There's nothing that anybody could have told you at 14 other than getting cut. I mean, sometimes
go in there, bloody both your nostrils, and then get cut. Let that humble you a little bit. Hey, after that, it was everything the coach said. I implemented, and by the end of the year, I was beating guys that had been boxing for 5 and 6 years in his boxing club. Man, it was like, and I got voted by the coaches in Wyoming as the most promising boxer of 1992. So meaning that I had the most potential to do well.
But that's why it goes back to what you talking about when Austen and I first met. Like that's why I put my child in an individual sport, right? That's why I want him to. He's wrestling now. That's why I want him to go in jiu-jitsu.
There's no better coach than Austen for something.
Well,
like
not even that, but there's no better coach in an individual sport and going and getting your absolute ass kicked. And there's no humbling sport. There's nothing Austin's going to be able to do for you if you're not good. If you don't,
or you don't have a fucking drive to get better, dude. If you're not
going to get
there to hang out, go somewhere else, man.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up a little bit, guys. I know we could talk for hours, man. I'm going to wrap this up with just a little rundown memory lane here. I'm going to pop up some pictures, man, and then we'll cut this out. So of course we're going to pop this one up. Boom.
Sure.
There's my guy right there. That's the night. You can see it in the background there. We're getting ready to fight. I still got my those aren't my jeans, those are my fatigues. There's my guy Chris Pratt. He still owes me a visit on we got Rodney over here to the side here. Chris still owes me just an appearance on my podcast because he misspelled my name because of Rodney.
Good luck with that.
But yeah, then this fat out of shape guy and Jake Hager looking slick. There's Rich right there, and
remember they made you take your shirt off? You weren't going to take your shirt off.
No, man, because the guy in the back freaking told me not to. Yeah, man, he said the guy in the back said no. I came out full dress. I see these guys in their fatigues and shit. I was like, what? I was like, are we pulling our shirts off? And I didn't get a chance to look around because like the sides were so crowded. So I'm sitting back there with Fedor and and I was chilling. Bader. Yeah, I was chilling next to Bader. And we're chit-chatting, and I'm like, man, I see this dude pulling his shit off. I'm like, this dude's got to be lying to me. He's like, I thought it was formal. No, he said, pull your shirt off. I'm like, well, goddamn. Now I got
probably the most.
Dude, I'm all trying to look good.
Again, go back to my fanboy days. So real quick before you go into your next deal,
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna go back there. And Mike Austen pushed me. Like, I don't remember who the dude was. He came up and was like, gave me a wristband.
That was me and you back there because they only let me bring one guy. Yeah.
So I ran back there, dude. You're talking. I've got pictures with Frank Mir.
Yeah, I got Frank Mir.
back there. That was. Do you remember that, Austin, when they weren't letting anybody go back, and then the dude finally came up and like handed me a wristband? He's like, "Go!" And I was like, "All right, shit, let's go."
Frank Mir, I'm still salty with him because of all the shit he talked on the broadcast. So he also owes me an appearance, and I know next time we see McCarthy, because McCarthy remembered me, dude. Like when I got to my second Bellator fight with Davion, Big John was there, and he was like, "Hey, what's up, JW?" And I was like, "Hey,
that's cool.
I appreciate you." Yeah, I didn't say anything. I was like, "Man, this guy remember my name. That's cool." Yeah, we sat there bullshit. I got another picture with him, so I tried to message him on his Facebook and say, "Hey, what's up?" Because that's how I got a hold of Jake, was through Twitter.
Yeah.
So I tried to message. Big John, and he had somebody that mans his social media is like, yeah, he doesn't do small podcasts. Sorry. I was like, you don't even know if my podcast is big or not. You even asked the name of it, did you? Anyway,
that was so much fun back there.
So let's move on to this next one, man. We had a little standoff, but these are the fun ones here. This is after I got naked. That was actually media day, wasn't it, Austin? Yeah, that was media day right there. Yeah, that's where I should have worn my shit. Anyway, so this is my buddy right here, Rodney, is the one that got this picture.
I took that picture. That's right.
You did. So this is Jay Glazer. This is Chris Pratt, and this is myself praying right before my fight, which was pretty cool. This is me on my Entertainment Tonight interview. No, I'm kidding. They just set us in there so they could. And yeah. Anyway, we got to, who was it? I can't remember what the guy's name was. We got to meet. That was at the Entertainment Tonight.
The black guy, right?
The black guy, Kevin. Fuck, what's his name? It was Kevin something.
But he was good at his job.
He was. Yeah. He was cool. He loved Austen, man. He sat there and bullshit with Austen. Like, the producer came up and he said, he must really like you guys, man. He doesn't usually sit and chit chat with people. Yeah, Austen sort of bullshit.
He's the dude that's on those shows all the time. I remember the picture. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Kevin.
He went with the light skinned dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they had you could relate with Austen. Kevin Frazier, right? It was Kevin Frazier.
Kevin Frazier, yeah.
Kevin Frazier.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, we're gonna wrap it up, man. We did an hour. A good podcast, fellas. Man, it was fun to kind of relate with the old days, and yeah, that LA trip will forever be in my memory. I know Austen, he was playing coach, and you know, it was just he acted like it wasn't shit.
Another trip,
hanging out with fucking Chris Pratt like guys, and it was like
he didn't even react to him.
Never reacted. Never reacted. Just
you had a Marvel superstar and didn't even react to my guy. I got him.
I didn't know he was on. What's that other show?
Avengers.
He was on Parks and Rec, Avengers.
Avengers.
Yeah.
I had used his meme or his GIF before.
No, that's what I actually asked him. Like, that's the one. I was like, dude, like, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I used your GIF more than anything else. He started laughing. He's like, yeah, that's probably one of my most famous ones because he's always back laughing, right? Like,
yeah.
He did a video. I don't know, JW, if you ever saw it. He did a video for my wife. Did you ever see that? Yeah, so he did a video because we were joking. I was like, hey, dude, I was on my FaceTime with my wife. I was like, my wife absolutely loves you. He's like, tell her I love you too. Or tell her I love her too. I was like, cool, you're going to have to come back to Kansas and watch the kids. So he did a video for and I sent it back to her. Dude, he was amazing.
That's fucking cool.
I think he's on the list, right?
Man, like
he's absolutely on the list. He might be on my list, bro. I don't know.
Man, he was a nice enough guy that I know if I ever got a chance to actually talk to him again, I guarantee he'd come on the podcast, hands down.
Oh, if
he'd definitely come and do the podcast. It's just a matter of like he's got 22 million people on his fucking Instagram. Yeah,
do you remember when
he's gonna have filters to
Jurassic Park, right?
Yeah, Jurassic World. He was on Jurassic World. He was on God dang it, man.
He was Groot in
He was the dude with Groot with it. It's the Avengers movie also.
No,
he did the Avengers, but he also did the side.
Groot. I am Groot.
I am Groot.
Lead.
Yes.
Yeah, he was the lead. Yeah, he was the captain of the spaceship, dude. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what it was.
Yes. Yeah. He also I mean, he's been in a ton of movies. I like his role in Zero Dark 30. It was small, but he went in. He was the guy that shot, or he was not the guy that shot Bin Laden, but he was on the team that went in. If you ain't watched Zero Dark 30, watch it. He's got a small role, but it's still.
Did you ever hear how he got famous? He was a waiter, and somebody found him.
Probably, I don't know. I never heard the story, but I'm sure.
Literally was nothing. If he had nothing, he was a waiter. Like, I think he was trying to be an actor, but he was a waiter, had no money.
He's so down to earth now, and now he married Maria Shriver's daughter, and Arnold Schwarzenegger's like, it's like you married into royalty. I mean, that's the Kennedys, dude. You know.
He had just, I think, got with her once he was in there too. Like,
yeah.
My son just threw a touchdown pass.
Did he?
Another one.
Hey,
that's awesome.
Oh, tell Max.
Well, hey, let's wrap this up, fellas. Let's wrap it up, man. How many yards?
45. Hey, tell him
I'm
there for signing day, whatever day that day is. Let's go.
Flicked it. That's awesome, man. All right, well, let's get together soon, guys. Let's do, lunch, dinner, something like that, man. Or just come over, get the piss beat out of me, and we could talk at Glory or something.
Let's go.
All right, brother.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, thanks for the invite, bro. Appreciate it.
Yep, thanks for everything, fellas.
All right, man.